Good morning, Sibi.
Hi, good morning.
How are you doing?
Fine, going good. What about you?
Good, good, good. So you are the first person for day number 5 to join in.
Okay.
Good. So how's it going on, Sibi?
Yeah, it was going good. I finished that book today.
Awesome. Sibi, can you on your camera?
I could not. I don't know. The camera is not working. Something is issue, and my
Uh,
mobile is also having some trouble.
okay. So what was the best part you found about yourself this week?
This week, when we read a book and think about it, it's more interesting, and we can implement it in somewhere in our lives. That's the best part I found out this week.
Okay, good, good. Any roadblocks?
Roadblocks, sometimes switching to old patterns, and we have to come back from that. But I hope that will clear after some time.
What are your old patterns?
Like reading like before in slow manner, reading everything.
Reading everything, reading into slow manner. Okay, all right. That's interesting. Slow manner. You said slow manner, and what did you say? What was the other one?
Reading everything.
Okay, reading everything. Okay. So I just want to know, Sibi, have you been reading books prior to joining this course, or is it now you have started up?
No, I've been reading books prior.
And what's the
Like
difference between old reading and now reading? I want to know that.
I could finish book much faster,
Mhm.
but I'm not yet completely used to the new way of reading. I have to get used to it.
You need to get used to it. Okay. All right. I want to know, so when do you read? Any fixed time you have set up for yourself?
Nothing like that. I usually read in the night when I have some free time, like after 9:30. And other times, I have always have my Kindle in my uh, pocket, and I will read whenever I have a free time,
So
like
whenever
waiting
you
in the.
say free time, is it like once in a while that thing happens, or is it less number of times compared to your regular fixed time by in the evening? Which is more?
Evening will be more.
Evening will be more.
Uh,
Okay, good. Hmm. So you said me to go back to slow reading and you start reading everything. Very interesting. Okay. By the way, how was your Diwali?
yeah, Deepavali was good.
Hmm.
It went well. How was yours? Had
For me,
crackers?
it was crackers outside and sweets coming down home. That was Diwali for me.
Same here.
So we have a lot of relatives who practice Hinduism, and they
Okay.
happen to be very good, and they get sweets for us.
Oh, fine. That's good.
So I get to eat a lot of sweets on Diwali. So that's nice. Good stuff. All right. Another thing I just want to understand from you is you told me that this week's reading was good. You got a chance to reflect on it. So now I want to know about your selection of books. Are you able to apply? Okay, tell me what did you get out of that book and what did you apply in your this 1 week? Did you apply anything first of all? What you learned from the book?
Uh, I was reading the Dale Carnegie's book, How to Be Happy in Job and Life.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I started applying some points like uh, we have to understand others, and we have to first appreciate others rather than condemning them. so in long term it will have good impact. I'm started applying in some places.
Where did you apply? I want to know the application. Can you just share me an incident where you applied, where you
So,
remembered this thing and then you applied?
but I don't have much chances. In one incident, there was in an office where I had some issues with my colleague. He was not listening to me, and there was some issues going on between us. So I was thinking to shout at him, but I didn't, and I thought that if I shout at him, I will impair his further usefulness.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him what is my issues, and then we settled the matter smoothly. Now it's a relationship is good.
Good, good. Do you feel good about that? About that?
Yeah, I feel very much good about that.
Good. This is what you got an ROI from investing whatever you invested in that.
Okay, yeah,
And this is what you created from that learning.
sure.
Now, what I want you to do is whatever you learn,
Mm.
please try to think about how can I make it better next time.
Okay,
Better would be I do not, if I get this anger, how do I break that anger so that I do not get anger at all? If I get that signals that this guy is not listening to me, how do I stop myself and go into a different route rather than get and then okay, I have to work with this guy. A different route. Now I want you to just make right now, as we wait for others to come in, how would you simplify or make that process better in future, because you will definitely come across these kind of situations. Now tell me, how would you make much better situations like this?
like this, we have to talk to them and make them understand what are the problem that their action will cause, or what are the benefits that their changed behavior will be to the other persons,
Okay.
rather than shouting or retorting them, something like that.
Okay. When I say when I told you this, I mentioned I want to deconstruct this. So what I'm trying to get out from you is, whenever you feel a friction just strike, a disagreement came up between what you and another party is, you need to mind your language. The
Yeah,
first thing is you just doof. You f whatever you say it, you need to just stop that, because that goes into different angles. That
yeah,
is what I'm trying to say, is that first thing. This is my learning from that incident. I came across the same learning from another book, because I happen to have a different opinion with my partner, with my wife, and immediately I would just tell it out something, and then we would patch up. But because of that statement, it would just go off somewhere.
okay,
And that's when I realized that I took the lead, because I told that, and that person is an opposite sex. They take things differently, which I didn't understand that at moment. And then I understood that was my mistake. I gave the initiation for her to go that side and make it a big thing.
okay,
So first thing is, whenever you get angry, I just control my tongue, because I know if I open it up, I might tell something which I just feel, so what? Why are you taking so seriously? So I just stop that. So this is something which I want to share with you, because that's how you make it. You make this learning a better version.
yeah,
I get angry, stop. My tongue has to stop. No bad language, no insulting, nothing, no arrow killing him. It's like, okay, take a breathe
yeah,
away. Okay, I need some time, move away, and then come back. That is how I learned it from this learning, because I actually learned it from another I think so it was a lecture.
Oh, okay.
Understanding the other person. How do you connect with the audience? Yes, that's where I learned this. Is basically it's not to show off, it's to connect with the person. And that's where I got this.
Okay.
So good, thanks. Hope that was valuable for you. This is what I meant, okay?
Okay.
And now you understood, you got a learning, now you have a customized formula, a better one from that standard learning you got from that book.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I wanted. Okay, good. Welcome, Srijit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So,
Awesome. How was your this week?
it was not good for me. I had cold, fever. I'm still recovering from it. I missed my duties.
Oh, does Bengal have a lot of flu going on?
Yeah, it's flu, and thank God I didn't catch a dengue.
Okay.
And otherwise, it's just going on. I have taken a holiday for tomorrow also, so I can join your meeting progress tomorrow, I guess, so on Sunday. Otherwise,
Oh,
I would
that's
have.
good. That's good. So, did you happen to read?
Yeah, I started on the week. I just went for the 2 to 3 days. I was applying all of your formulas and the techniques of remembering that as per the point wise and picture analogy. It was quite good. And I applied it on few of my regular studies also, whatever
Mm-hmm.
I do in the regular. So it was quite helpful because especially the the method of analyzing things as a whole, as a big picture, and then making that point of one as rocket, two as the duck, and as per that it was like a continuous flow. It was very smooth, so I didn't had to think and write and jot down everything whatever I used to do previously after studying.
Awesome. Did that save a lot of time?
Yeah, definitely. I'm able to cover more topics in a shorter time. And the only problem South I'm facing is that how can I read while going in the bus or on the bus basically, because that process of technique of going tapping technique by the left hand, it becomes quite in the middle of the bus reading means by the tapping technique, and the whole it becomes quite odd. So
Okay.
is there any means I can replace it with something else? Any technique?
Sure. First of all, are you a lefty?
No, I'm not IT.
Okay, so you're using tapping technique by visual pacer. You're doing like this?
Yeah. By
Or
the
you're
left
doing a
hand.
combination of both the techniques?
Yeah, I'm basically using the tapping technique initially, and then I'm going to the visual pacer. But
Okay, fair enough. Today is online reading. I'll be sharing you one technique about online reading where you can apply that even for your what do I say is hard copy reading.
okay.
So that is a technique where you can apply and test it out. It's basically recommended for online reading, but you can definitely go with that kind of reading also. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Fine.
Good. So you told me about your experience about reading. It saved time. Did it also save you from getting overwhelmed?
Yeah. No. Previously, I used to study for a longer hour, but my quantity was not that much. It was quite less. Means as I used to think. But this time, since my quantity and quality has increased, so like after I used to study previously like for 1.5 or 2 hours continuously, but this time by applying your technique I was able to saturate it after 1 hour 15 minutes. I could understand, no, I need a break, so I just have some refreshments, and then again I came back to study.
Awesome. Good.
It was like quite it was focused and brief, and not that much long and hectic, and it was like means I still remember what I had studied. Like it was not like that previously. I need some revision thing. That thing is going on in mind. It's not like that. It was quite better than previous experiences.
Okay, great, 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 good. So that's good. So I see good improvement. I was just waiting for a few more people, but I will start off because we're already 10. We had CB online. I did not know there was disconnect. So let's begin today's session. Today's session is first, I would like to add you a new bonus, something which I recently learned. I'll talk about that thing slightly a bit later. But now we will begin with, is there anything else you would like to share with me? Since you're the only person I would like to ask.
Yeah. One thing is that like means anything you can you add on the retention capability? Your technique was fine. It's really doing great, but means and a bit more on the focus, like or means that thing in the bus or in the during
In the bus. Okay,
yeah.
I just want to understand. Are you standing in the bus?
No. I
You're
generally
sitting
get
down.
means I start at the starting point and end at the finishing point. So generally I get a seat. So
Okay. So what are your distractions? Tell me about your distractions in the bus. What's happening?
distractions are like people coming and going and that problem, and the second thing is of the that tapping technique, and that is there anything to replace that tapping technique
Okay,
initially?
yes. The technique, I will help you. I want you to test it out. Okay, do you get distracted with a lot of yelling happening in the bus? Honking, all that thing, does that distract you?
Yeah, definitely.
It distracts you.
AC Volvo buses are fine, but the normal other buses on the other route, they are the troublemongers.
Okay, no problem. So what I want you to do is I want you to have this kind of a headphone,
Fine.
and please try to put up a slightly natural music, like a bird singing. Anything in
Fine.
your phone, and just put that like cuckoo or a water flowing, very peaceful. That is important because you are setting up your environment with this. Nothing is coming, this is strong, and then you're only focusing over here.
Yeah.
Okay, the technique I'll tell you, that's all. That will be the next, but more important is about let the distraction move away. That is important. And since you go every time, okay, in the same route, I want you to set up deadlines. Like, okay, in now this guy will take a turn. By that time, I need to have a revision of what I learned.
Okay.
But make your positions as a reminder. Jaldi pad lo yaar. Come on. Okay, this thing. And then at that moment, you are having a discussion, and then I want you to look around over there, people. Slight distraction, as if you have achieved a accomplishment. You remember what you just studied, or you're doing a revision, whatever it is. Make identity to make sure that, okay, this is the time where, and reading at that time is always a revision. I would suggest you go for a revision time during that kind of reading. That traveling time. All right, do not go for new reading because of distraction, done like this and all that. You will go in that. So always have revision topics during that time and set up identities. After this turn, it's only recalling and then checking myself and then relaxing for some time. Do not have this continuous reading. All right, good stuff. So we have Mr. Pramod over here. Welcome, Mr. Pramod. Oh, is that clear? I did not hear from you. Sorry, CP, I have just unmuted. Let me unmute you. Is that clear, CB? I mean, Srijit?
It's fine for me. I'm fine.
All right.
I'm completely clear.
All right, good. So how are you, Mr. Pramod? Unmute, Mr. Pramod.
Thanks, sir. I'm doing good.
You're doing good. All right, good. So how was your this week's? What was the best part about this week's reading?
I've improved my speed from 200 to around 740 to 800 words per minute.
What? Can you just repeat it?
740 to 800 words per minute.
Awesome, awesome. That is really good. What about the comprehension?
Comprehension, like, yeah, around 20 to 30% I can gain as of now. First, I'm trying to improve that.
20 to 30%. Okay, what I would suggest is you need to do practice. Two things: reduce the speed to around 500 or 600 so that comprehension builds up stronger, or else be at 700 and practice more using the techniques which have been told. So that is one thing. All right, good. Okay, have you set up any kind of particular fixed time to read?
Yeah, in the morning, most probably, or in the office time, around 6:30 in the evening. I get
Okay.
1.5 hour for reading, so I set the time.
Okay, good. Any roadblocks facing any challenge?
No.
No. Good. I like that.
That visual pacer technique.
You're practicing the visual pacer technique. All right. Awesome, guys. All right, good. So, guys, I hope you have a book ready with you. I want you to go ahead and do the first test. I hope everyone is ready. Please type in the chat box so I get to know you are ready, guys, with the book, with the new fresh page. Sibi is ready. What about Pramod? What about Srijit? Just type in once you are ready with the book. Awesome. So what I want to do is let's start off with a 1-minute test. I would like to know where are we standing today. And your time starts now. All right, stop. Please go ahead and count the number of lines and the number of words in the first line. Multiply and give me a score in the chat box. Awesome, Pramod. Like that number. Should be good. Srijit, I would like to know your score. All right, that's a big number. All right, good, Srijit. I really like that. So, guys, I see good performance. Sibi, any challenges? Or how? What was your first score? I just want to know that. Sibi?
First score was 280. Now I chose Tamil book. It's a different language, so I don't know whether due to that it's changing or I don't know.
Oh wow, we're experimenting this in different languages. Okay,
Yeah.
that's something interesting. So Tamil, okay, you have words, right? Okay, yeah, you can do it. Okay, good. Okay, let's see. But I will not stop you from that. But I would like to know your performance.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And how was your score in English language, English subject?
Yeah,
What?
it's around 350 to 450 consistently.
Okay, all right, good. Let's move on. All right, guys, today I want to give you a bonus. As I mentioned you over the email, this thing, what actually happened was, as you know, I happen to be, perhaps you might not know, I am into mastermind programs where I invest lakhs of rupees, and I always try to share my growth with my mentors. And a few weeks back, we had this call with my mentor, and I happened to share my progress with the coaching I do with my clients. And there was one thing which came up over there, and I wanted to share with you so that you have a lasting habit. Because I want to make sure that your reading habit should not depend on being part of this program. Number one, your reading habit should not depend on my team calling you up and reminding you or an SMS. It has to be within. And for that purpose, when I started sharing my experience with my mentor, I got to know a different tools so that you can have a lasting reading habit. And this is completely bonus, which I want to give to you because I feel reading should not be permitted only till this 3 weeks. And then let's see if I get time. And that's where I want to make sure it becomes for long. All right, guys. So I'll just share you the notes from my mastermind itself directly so that I just tell you. Okay. Yeah. First thing, does everyone have a fixed time to read? Just type in, guys. Fixed time to read the book which you plan to read this week, not other books. Whatever book you plan to read, have you set a fixed time? Okay, Pramod says. Sibi says yes. Pramod says yes. Okay, I'm waiting for everyone to answer. Srijit. All right. What happens if you're not able to read at that time? Tell me, what have you done? Let's be very honest. If you did not, suppose it was morning at 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock and something happened and something came up and you missed the reading time, what have you done? Skip that day? Okay, Subramanya, Mr. Gupta says, okay, guilty feeling, I try to complete within the day anytime. All right, let's be very honest. Usually read before bed. Okay, Gupta, I have only seen one day's performance in the performance sheet, Gupta. So I want you to be very honest over here. I'll make sure I read it. Okay, Pramod, I haven't seen you update the performance matrix sheet scores. I want you to be very honest. If that thing does not happen, chances are that we will skip it. There's a lot of chances that we will skip reading that day. And that is something which setting up a time is not a guaranteed habit building for a long period of time. So the first thing is, I want you to go ahead and not set a time to read. So what do we need to do? Might be a question. I want you to, first step is identify to any daily fixed task you do. Any. Now just give me, fixed task would be eating, waking up, what you have to do. Identify your fixed daily task, which you cannot escape or miss from that. So once you identify those tasks, post these tasks, this task, you need to have a breathing space. Means you need to have free time. Now think of a task. Suppose it could be lunch. After lunch, I just hang out for some time because I'm filled up. Or in the morning, I wake up and just sit down over there, thinking about the whole day process. Or coming back, I just switch on the TV and just watch. After dinner, I go for TV time. Whatever it is, I want you to think of a daily task, and after that daily task, a fixed task. You have some breathing space. Please go ahead and type in what is that task. The breathing space should be at least 10 to 20 minutes or 30 minutes. CB says dinner. Good. What about you, Mr. Gupta, Srijit, Pramod? Think of a fixed task. And after that fixed task, it could be like after the shower, you just sit down and then you just do Facebook. After meal, reading a Lonely Planet magazine. Okay, planning a day to-do list. Pramod, could you just elaborate what do you mean by that?
So, sir, as I'm working as a technical lead in a company over there, so early morning, basically, I can say wake up early in the morning around 6:30 or 5:30. So after that, I do half an hour yoga, so it's 20 minutes like this. And then after 10 to 15 minutes, I just think of it, what I have to do in a day. So means some meetings are lined up and all that, so important meetings. So whatever the tasks are pending, so I make sure that it's a very well planned.
Okay, so what do you do normally after once you have seen what to do task? What do you do after that? You go back. You go straight to the task.
No, like I am getting around. I start traveling while, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm traveling my train. So I get around 1.5 hour time. So in the time I read the books.
Okay, so you have to travel to different locations.
Yes, no, not different location, but from let's say Mumbai to SSC Street also it takes one and a half hour. So I utilize that time it is in reading.
in reading. Okay, good. Now I understood. All right. Thank you very much, Pramod. All right. Mr. Gupta says, after I return from office. Okay, good. You have some free time. All right. Now, for Gupta or for anyone, after this fixed task, you have some breathing space. I want you to activate your state. It's important that you come back into a energetic state. There are two ways. You can change your state by going for a shower or having something, tea, whatever it is, or saying an affirmation. Whatever it is, you have to change your state. First, the energy level has to go up. That is important. Now, I want you to tell me, what can I do to push my energy level high? Now, think about it. Especially for Gupta, anyone returning from office, I would recommend them to energize themselves. So what would you do to push your energy level high? It could be affirmation, it could be having tea, it could be taking a shower. Tell me what would energize you. No problem, Mr. Gupta. I just want you to tell me, how would you push your energy high once you come back from office? City says music, good one. Awesome. Okay, Mr. Gupta, can you on your audio? I want to speak to you.
Yes.
All right, good. Hi. Gupta, do you travel by bus or you travel by your bike? How do you travel back?
No, we have a bus.
You have a bus. All right, good. So in the bus, what are you doing normally while returning back?
See, actually, it take only 10 minutes to reach our office.
Okay.
So within such a short interval, I just tune to my music and I just enjoy my music.
Okay, you enjoy music. Okay, good stuff. All right, good. So what you have suggested is good, because I just want to make sure that you can add motivational video while in the bus, but it's up to you. No problem. So let me thank you. You can mute yourself, Mr. Gupta. All right, I see a lot of you having your own ways of energizing. Good. Identify how you do it, because that's important. You need to energize yourself. Now, once you energize yourself, the next step I want you to do is build up an environment. Yes. What do I mean by an environment? You need to have an environment ready-made. That means once you have had your dinner and you're relaxed, I don't want you to go search the book. Where did I keep the book? Your book should be ready at that position with a bookmark, with a notepad, whatever. You should have set the environment prior. If not you, someone else on behalf of you for that particular time. The way you can build up a long-lasting habit is by reducing the number of steps. If you have to search the book, where did I keep it? You will not do it. You need to make sure the book is kept. The motivation video is already decided, which I have to listen, watch, so that I get motivated, and then I pick the book and read. Do not take more steps towards reading. The lesser the steps, the more quicker you'll get hooked into reading. Now, I want you to think about Because if you start cleaning up the table, okay, someone has kept something on the table and you're trying to clean up. What happens? You get angry, you try to scold them, you try to avoid, or you're trying to clean up and you find out something and like, who bought this? Who got this? Your mind is going into that and you're wasting your time. So I want you to have an environment created before you enter. That is important. So it could be once you wake up in the morning, if you are having a water and then you drink that water, next to that, South, get ready to read a book, a note. That is very powerful. You see that, okay, I have to read, a reminder. Please put a note over there wherever your environment is. Next to the bed, reading time at 8 p.m. today. That is what you have to always keep it. Because you want to quickly go into that mood. And you're not letting your brain, should I do it or not? Once you give time for your brain, someone came up, I need to go there, that means you have selected the wrong time and you will avoid doing it. That is important. So now I want you to think about, where will I read it? What kind of activator should I have? Where can I write this note so that I am into reading? Now think, today is all about implementation. It is not about just writing. This has to be a practical map and you have to email me. That is the reason. So now I want you to think, how do I do it? I have found out a fixed time. Is that the right fixed task? After that, I have to read. Think, everyone, whoever is there in this call or watching this recording, you have to think and email me. If you're watching this recording also, I want an email from you. So for guys who are just online, live over here, think about the steps. Don't type in okay, write down, because I need to know that. Where will I write? Which is the place I will sit? If you're traveling, you need to have an activator. How? What? Where should I put a note? Just think about it. An alarm for Mr. Pramod's case. What about Srijit? I want you to think about it. Because this is an implementation session today. I want to see you write down and plan up. Okay. Anyone has any questions? All right. I want to hear from Sibi. What is your plan? Can you, unmute yourself? Yes.
I would prefer time after dinner.
Okay.
So I will come to my room and close my room and play some soft music and will read for some 10 or 20 minutes.
All right. Now, how about, okay, so when you close your room, Sibi, once you close the room, can you just put a sticker or a post, stick to the door, reading time at 8:30 or whatever, your reading time?
Yeah.
So that once you see that, you listen to the music and then because before you listen to the music might be interesting and you might go deviate. There's always a chance. So once you see that, okay, yeah, I'm listening to the music because I have to read.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that really will make you to be more active towards reading. Good one. All right. Thank you. I would like to hear from. Okay, let me see what Sir Gupta has written. Good one. Good one. Okay, good. Guys, have you, another thing is, I want you to download a voice reminder app. How many of you have downloaded voice reminder app? Anyone in your phone? I just found out quite new apps which have come up. All of them are voice alarm. There's one called as voice alarm. There's another voice reminder, a new one. In fact, there are many which has come as a voice reminder. Good. Gupta. It's too soft sound. Done it. Sounds. What kind of what are you talking about, Mr. Srijit? Too soft sounds. There's one thing called as a voice alarm, where they record you, same like voice reminder. I want you to go ahead and download this right now. It's important because I want you to hear your voice at that time. After dinner, after work, whatever it is, approximately. Put a timer. That's important, okay? So what happens is you hear your statements, the commitment statement. Why am I reading this? And that makes you activate because you're listening to your own voice. So this is the thing. The formula over here is to reduce down the number of steps towards reading. Okay. Now, I also want you to identify what are your distractions. Now, give me a list. What kind of distractions might occur at that moment? Is it Facebook? Is it WhatsApp notification? Is it someone's call or my kids will come to me? What would it be? Let's be very specific. When you say mobile, mobile has many things right now. Let's be very specific. Okay, CB says Facebook and mobile. All right, so identify your distractions, guys. Good. Everyone, I want to hear from Mr. Pramod also. I haven't heard from you. Okay, office calls, conference meetings. Okay, good one. Facebook, WhatsApp, phones, calls are common distraction. Okay. All right, so you have office calls, you have conference calls. Feel too sleepy sometimes after a night shift. So you have all these challenges. Okay. So I will give a solution for CB. Now I want you to analyze and see how I can work out for my distractions. So what is the formula to eliminate, break this any kind of habit? So you have a habit of getting distracted and using the phone, for example. That has become a habit. Subconsciously, it has been a habit. So in order to break that, we need to increase the number of steps. So let me work with Sibi. So Sibi has a problem with Facebook mobile checking. So what you can do is, rather than putting Facebook app in the front page, over here itself, I want you to put Facebook within few files. 2-step. Not over here, direct shortcuts. No. You have to go further in document or a file, put that Facebook over there. Because as you go to that, it reminds you, no, I'm doing wrong. You will come back to reading. That is what I want. Or else you come, you put your mobile not next to you, but on the other side of the bed in that drawer. You have to travel all the way to get your mobile phone. So you're making it painful. It's not like, okay, chalo, dekhte hain, bore mar raha hai. No, I have to walk over there and get the mobile. I will not do it. And that will remind you, like, I came here to read, let me get back into it. You're increasing the number of steps for the old habit to break. That's what I want. So now I gave an example for Sibi's case. Now I want you to think about what should I add so that I can completely focus. Extra steps so that I just don't fall into mobile picking and reading. Now in Pramod's case, tell me, Pramod, how can you do it for that 10 to 20 minutes of reading? What can you do to make sure that there's no distraction coming in? Additional steps, what will you do? I cannot hear you, Pramod. You have muted yourself. Unmute yourself, please.
What I can do is I can keep the mobile out of can say bedroom so that I can receive a call.
Good. Where will you keep it? Where will you, rather than switch off, it should not be in front of you.
Yeah. And so better I can do. I'll keep it in vibration mode in the hall.
Vibration. Okay. Good. That is what you need to do. Vibration mode, silent, somewhere in the hall, and then you enter to that room.
Yeah.
That is a good one. Okay. Good. And then always have a reminder statement somewhere. If you're reading and you have a laptop, you're traveling, in front of that bag, a slip. When you open your handbag, the first thing you see, stick it over there. Reading time at 8 p.m. Whatever, after dinner. Make sure you see that statement so that it becomes powerful. And please have this voice alarm, voice reminder app. Record your voice and say it. Why are you reading? Not I'll read on that time. I'm reading because I want to improve my vocabularies. So you're going to read this book because you want to achieve this. You have to say that. Reason for reading. Don't say I'm reading this Robin Sharma's book. Why? For what purpose? Tell your purpose in the voice reminder. Very much important. Okay, good. I want to hear from Srijit. Thank you. Can you please mute yourself, Pramod? Srijit, what have you? Okay, you told me you do feel too sleepy after night shift. Just delete the Facebook app from the phone. It works. I would not say delete it off because Facebook. If you deleted Facebook app, I would not meet you.
When I wish to open the Facebook, I just open it from my Google Chrome browser.
Okay, that's good. That's good. But go through steps. Put some barriers over there. That would be much better, I would say. Like for WhatsApp.
WhatsApp,
or do your Chrome. Whichever is good for you. It's not necessary that you follow what I'm saying. Put barriers, steps, layer it off. That is where I want. Okay. Anything else?
But the thing is that when I return from night shift or all, I feel like studying. I feel to, but I when I sit down, like my brain doesn't work. But if I fall asleep, then I'll fall asleep for like 2 or 3 hours, and then I wake up, and then I feel that I have lost a huge lot of time.
Okay.
Srijit,
as far as I know, your schedule is very tight, and that is one thing which you are facing right now. So I would suggest is give respect for your sleep because your body needs that, and that is something I want you to acknowledge it and give that how much ever you can give, and then have sleeping nights and then reading nights, something like that. Don't make everyday reading. I know it's tough, but please accept it because this will affect you for a long time. You're a doctor, you would know that, but please make sure you have a sleeping night and then you have a reading night.
Okay.
It's not necessary to read every night unless you have an exam the next day. So I would suggest to give that break on those night shifts, because your night shifts are quite long. So that's the reason. I would suggest that, but it's up to you. You know your subject well, your position, but I would give that sleep its time. The body needs it.
Yeah,
So
I got you.
that is what I want to tell you. All right, good. So this is what I want you to identify yourself. Okay, fixed time, because if you put a time that, you know what happens when you put, like, suppose 9 p.m. I will do it. Something else comes up at 9 p.m. which you feel very interested. You know, the other day I had a person, when I invited them for a webinar, they said, I cannot attend the webinar because KBC starts. This was the excuse he gave me. And I will watch the recording, but I will not attend your webinar because KBC is there. So something or the other thing comes up. So I want you to not set up time, but make after a task, and you have breathing space. And you don't immediately jump into a book, you have a preparation to build up that reading environment, reading energy up high. All right. Now, so far you understood what are my distractions, how can I break that distraction habit? Now, we are human beings. Tell me, what if you still miss out? There's always a chance. This is also important. What if I miss out that particular time? I want you to think about, what can I do, where I can find out a time. If not reading for 10 minutes, at least 5 minutes. I want you to think about a backup plan always. Pramod, you're a leader. You should always be having a backup plan, a buffer time.
Yes.
Please have a backup plan always for your this. And practical one. Before sleep, I will do it. Trust me, sleep becomes so lovely. You want to sleep with sleep. This is how it is. So you need to make sure there's another daily fixed time, which has a short breathing time. I would suggest that, where at least you feel that I finished the task. So have a breathing space, another daily fixed time. Or immediately I wake up. That is good. So if you missed it, you need to put a reminder next to your bed, Sibi. Once you're out of your bathroom, come back, I have to read. And then I do something else. A reminder should be kept. So you need to have two frames or two sheets. A backup one and the regular time. So now I want you to think about your, what if I do not make it up? How will I compensate? Rather than reading one chapter or half a chapter, at least 2 pages, 3 pages. That would be a backup plan. Reduce down, but it should be like there is still time. And I'm sure you can create some time. You can create time when you're traveling the bus. Srijit, if I don't make it on that particular time, I'm just giving you ideas over here, guys. Now, I want you to think about it. Please think and type in, what is my if else? If this does not happen, when will I read? As you see me saying, before sleep, immediately after I wake up, All right. So to make sure you do that, you need to have a reminder. Sibi, that's for you. What about Mr. Pramod? Just think about it. You can just write it, type in. Okay. So do you happen to have your tea during 4 to 5, Pramod? Or smoke whatever if you are smoke?
No. Actually, there is some free time over there between 4 to 5 p.m. So what we need to do is we have some activity over there so that I'm sleeping, never sleeping basically. And I'm planning that activity around 7 to 8 in the night.
Good, good. That is a good one. So you have a backup plan already been created. So
Yes.
this is something which I want. So how would you remind yourself? You need to tell, okay, if I don't finish that, some kind of reminder should be there. So somewhere you check out a desk or something you keep noticing. That's where your eyes fall, and that's where you had to put this note.
I have a sticky note in my computer over there.
Does it pop up?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That will be good. Good. So Gupta also has his own. So this is a very powerful thing, guys. I want you to adopt this because this will make sure it will last for long. Because they won't be south after 3 weeks. They won't be Syed to call you guys. And yes, I have seen most people become consistent in this 3 weeks. Afterwards, excuses come in. And yes, Saud, I'm doing it, I'll do it. This is how the feedback comes. Once my team gets in touch with you after 3 weeks. So I want you to have this for a long term. Because this is the decision, that's the reason why you joined it. All right, good. Srijit will reduce the gym time. Good. So you can do all this to make sure you are consistent. Got some good stuff, guys? Practical stuff. Awesome. I want to add one more thing. Guys, what is the best gift you can give to your kids? Think about it. Few of you might be parents. Few of you would be in future. What is the best gift you can give to your child? For your daughter, for your son. Think about it. And please type it. Today I want to share about whatever we shared in the mastermind last week. So because I felt very good about the techniques and it really helped me. And I wanted to make sure that I share this with you guys. Okay, inculcate good habits in him or her, Srijit says. Okay. What about Gupta? Gupta, I know you're young, but tomorrow, pretty soon you'll become a father. So what would be the best gift you can give? CB says quality time. Okay. What else? Good habits, experience, plan their future accordingly. Promo says good reading habits and analyze the surrounding quickly. That's really good. Guys, I want you to understand one thing. We are reading books because there's something great learnings these authors have obtained, strategies, principles, and they're passing on to us so that we apply them. For a son, for a daughter, wouldn't it be the greatest gift? How did my dad overcome problems in his life? To know how did my dad or my mom overcome? what did he or do that really made him achieve that promotion or to get that? Wouldn't that be a greatest learning for the child? The best gift? How about you write a journal every night about what you learned? Every night, just take about 30 minutes and write down, so that your child gets to know and becomes serious, because it's not something from an author unknown. It is my dad's stuff. This is the small success he got, and that's how he was able to get this big business. And he sees his dad always a successful person, a winner, and sees the growth. Whatever we read, we learn from the book. Please write down your customized tools, ideas, what worked today. And please have a habit, not for yourself, at least to give your child how I became successful, Prithvi, Ibrahim, whatever your child's name is. So that after marriage or something, you just hand over, so that he learns from you and gets to know better. First, it builds up a great connection with you and your son or daughter, and then he always looks up to you. So these are the small success, and he starts believing in that rather than from another book. It's coming from you, from your experience. I want you to think, wouldn't it be the greatest gift? Rather than giving money, property, it dies off. You give a property, he takes it and sells it off. And then they use the other money somewhere. But this would always make him look up. Get into problems, go back to that book and read it. Think about it. Start to have a habit to write a journal every night about the wins you had each day, each night, the learnings. So that this is the best gift you can give to your son or your daughter. How do you feel about it, guys? What about Mr. Pramod, Sibi, Srijit? For me, this is something, a great eye-opener after the mastermind, because I felt that is the best book my son would want to read. Have it at least a week. Srijit, if that is the thing, at least in 1 week, you try to see the wins and write it down. If not all the things you can write, whatever you can remember, just do it rough somewhere, record it daily. Okay, this is what I won, this is what happened, and then listen to it and write it down. Once in a week. Whatever. But make sure you do this thing because for your son, for your daughter's sake. I feel that is so powerful, the best gift any parent can give. Because I often see kids when my cousins and everyone, when I say ask them how's your father, yeah, he's good. He gave me a good education. He gave me money. I'm happy with that. He sent me over there. That's where they thank their parents for. But with that, the book, the son gets to know how did my father come out, what changed, what were the changes. That's good, Srijit. That is definitely great whenever this roadblock. But I want you to write your wins also in that. That's important. You can write your roadblocks as well as your wins, but try to make sure you do not discount your wins. Your weekly wins, your daily wins. Because your child you want your child to learn faster. Rather than from someone else, from you, it will be great. It will be more powerful, to be very honest. We started, Gupta. That's important. It's really powerful. All right, guys. So how's it going so far, guys? I want to hear from you guys. I took additional time to make sure that, because I felt this was quite important, and I want to make sure that you have this thing instilled with you so that this habit becomes for long and you have a higher purpose for learning something new. So how's it going on so far, guys? I want to hear from you. Rate it from 0 to 10. All right. Okay, good. Chalo. All right. What do we have next if everything is done? Good. Okay, guys, it's 11 o'clock. I'll take thank you very much, Srijit. You just mentioned it's quite serious stuff today. Real life features. Thank you very much. I wanted to share something which I learned from my mastermind, because we speak about improvement, about life, and that's what I wanted to share today before I move into the techniques. Because we do this thing for the change in our life. That's the reason. All right. So good. You got some good stuff today. Okay. What I'll do is we'll take a break right now. It's 11 o'clock, and I will come back by 11:15. All right. It is 11:03 right now in my phone. Is that okay, guys?
Yeah, sure. Fine.
All right. Take a break. Have your tea, whatever you want to, and relax. By 11:15, we'll be back. Chalo. Bye. Hello, guys. Hello, Sibi. Are we back, everyone? I see Sibi is back. I see Pramod back. What about, who else we had? Gupta is back. But Srijit has to come back. All right. Okay, Srijit is also back. Awesome. Okay. So guys, let's start off with today's session. Okay, the first thing we'll be talking about is how do you read on a smartphone or newspaper. So everyone, is it possible for you to get hold of a newspaper right now? I'll also go and get a newspaper right now. I want you to go and grab a newspaper or go and open up your smartphone and log into any kind of blog. That's what I want you to do. I'll just grab a newspaper now. Do you have a newspaper, guys? Yes, no, guys. Go ahead and type in the chat box, guys. I want to know. Do you have a newspaper? All right. Okay. You have Games Notes. All right. No. So how? Okay. Pramod doesn't have a newspaper. Okay, Pramod, just open up your this thing, smartphone, and just open up any kind of a tab. Okay. A blog. Sorry, talking about blog. Open up a blog about any kind of topic you're interested on your phone. Okay. Now I want you to understand the structure, how the content has been written in a newspaper. First is the main content. That's how it is. Why the article is written. As you read further down, the details are being mentioned. It's basically like a code. The main thing. And then what happened? How did it happen? And then further details. The story is set. So it's in this shape. The main and then further detail stuff. So I want you to understand that very well. So whether you're reading a newspaper, if you're more interested on that particular topic, you can go ahead and read further details, what happened, what time, all that. But if you just want to have knowledge so that I can have a conversation at my office during a coffee break, then you set up how much information, then you decide how much information you want. So once you have understood how the format of that article is, it becomes much easier for you to take a decision. So what the first thing is the main idea, what's happening, then further slight more details are added, and then more details. So it will be basically an ulta code. That's how I should say actually. Main thing and then detail. More details as you go in further down. So this is very much important because I want you to be aware how an article has been written in the newspaper, or whether it's a column reading, a newspaper particular on this. Now, the next thing is, if you want to read faster, rather than putting your finger in the center of the column, like this, and reading and moving down, I want you, because normally if you Google out, how do I read newspaper? It will be like this. Put your finger and see the whole line. But that does not build up comprehension. You kind of feel it difficult for the comprehension to build up because it is not in the right format. It does not come in sequence because we have been trained to read like this, like this, like this, left to right, left to right, left to right. That's how we've been trained. But if you are supposed to read center, look, if I read like smartphone newspaper, if I kept my finger center and read this statement, I would just figure out smartphone and newspaper. What is it talking about? I would not understand. The exact comprehension will not build up. This is my experience. If it is building up for you, good. But in most cases, it does not. So what I have developed over here is, please place your finger, your pen, whatever it is, on the left side of the article. And I want you to just read the first 2 or 3 words. Just see that. And put your finger down. Move your finger down. I want you to read from the left. So what you're seeing 3 words or 2 words, 3 words or 2 words. There might be a moment where you will not get the comprehension. At that moment, what I want you to do is, if the second line you did not understand, go like this, come back. This is more systematic, and then come down. The moment you're not able to understand, go like this, come back. This is much better than reading in the center, because this helps you to build up the comprehension. And we have already got a habit of reading from left to right, left to right. By getting the 3 words from left side, it becomes much better. The comprehension is much better. Quality of comprehension is more. The moment you do not understand, read like this and come back, and then down from the left. This is how I want you to read newspapers or columns. Now go ahead and apply this technique and read, whether it's a newspaper or a column. A column reading, I'm talking about where you'll have about 5 to 6 maximum words in one line. 4 to 5 would be the norm. So in your smartphone also, open up any kind of blog and try to just read it from the left. Put your finger like this and just go down like this. Your thumb, if that is how you read. An indication. I want you to open up a blog right now. Take your smartphone and apply this technique. Go ahead and place your finger, your thumb on the left side and continue to go down. If you're not able to get the comprehension, move your finger from left to right, read the whole line and come back and slide down. on the left. All right, stop. How's it going on? I want to hear from you guys now. Can I hear from Sibi? How's it going on?
Yeah, I'm trying. It's good.
That's good?
Yeah.
All right. So guys, okay, that's good. What about Pramod? Pramod. All right. What about Srijit?
Yeah, I was able to get most of the comprehension also by just reading the initial 3 to 4 words. Means, and it's quite simpler than reading the book as a whole, because these are our articles, and so it's quite easy to grasp. It's not like that of a book. You have to go in on details and comprehend each and everything.
Yes.
It's a bit easy going,
Yes, that's what I want.
rather than going through the full sentence and all.
Yes, absolutely. Good. What about Mr. Pramod?
Yeah, actually, so I just went through the e-paper that we are already online e-paper. Yeah, it's like the articles we can say quite easy to understand because we know in the headline itself what this article are about. So we get easy, get it like get the work done.
All right.
Comprehension is quite, you can say we can understand things very easily.
Good. So this is a very faster way to understand, guys, as well as your reading. Rather than going through every line, you just, if it is necessary, you read the whole line, then come back and read just 2, 3 words, you'll figure it out. So that's what I wanted. So good. So I want you to practice this, guys. It's important. So how many of you read newspapers? I just want to know that. Where will you, okay, you read newspapers, Pramod reads newspaper. All right, whoever reads blogs, this is also applicable for magazines, journals, guys, in your own field. So blogs, if you happen to read, great. On your smartphone, this is the best way. So because you hold this phone like this, and you can just place like this, or with the left hand like this, come back, come down. Oh, sorry, I should show like this. It's like this. If you're holding. So this works out much easier. All right, good guys. Now let's move to the next technique. All right, I want to add another reading push for you guys. The reason why many people do not finish what they plan to read is because they do not have deadlines. They never set up deadlines. Just imagine if we had adopted the same policy at our work. A project we start and there's no deadline from the client. Would we do that project? Halfway we would stop it. It would completely rely on your interest. When you say the statement, what is this going to give to me? Yes, you have that interest generated. But we also need to make sure there's a deadline. I need to finish this article by so and so time. And that is something which I really want to introduce over here. Set up a deadline. When you are reading a book or a report, read one page, time yourself. How much time did I take? Then multiply into number of pages the book has you'll get to know how many minutes or hours you would require to read, and add up another 30 to 40 minutes as buffer, or 1 hour, up to you. Have deadlines being set up. Along with the interest, urgency, there should be a deadline also. Another thing I want to talk about here is, if for any reason your focus level is going down, you have adopted all these strategies, the prerequisites of reading, which I mentioned, and if I know that really works, they're very powerful, they work very tremendously, but if they do not work out for you, just imagine whatever topic you're reading, one person, one figure who is well known in that particular topic. Just imagine about that person. Whenever, for example, I'll share my experience. Whenever I think about self-help book, leadership, positive building, habit building, in these areas, whenever I read, I just imagine that I have to share this knowledge, whatever I'm reading, to Brian Tracy. Because I look up to Brian Tracy. And I happened to meet him up when he came back, when he had come to Bangalore. And I felt really good. Now, Brian Tracy is the guru of all gurus when it comes to time management, sales, whatever it is in that self-development area. So when I imagine, okay, I remember that moment, and I imagine, okay, I have to share whatever I'm learning to this person. And remember, this person is not an ordinary person. He is a smart, he values his time. With that thought process, I cannot bullshit. 1 minute. Okay, sorry for that. So I was talking about Brian Tracy. Just, if I just imagine I have to share this knowledge from this book to Brian Tracy, I cannot give him anything like okay ideas. I have to give him something new, powerful stuff. Because that person, Brian Tracy, if I happen to meet him and share, he'll back answer me. He'll ask me questions. So that's the reason I need to be completely focused. I'm just imagining myself that I'll go and speak to him and say what I just learned. That itself builds up seriousness in me. And I'm looking for really wow ideas. I'm not looking from okay stuff. Yeah, I'll do it. That's good to have. That's good to have. No, it's good to have right now. It's important. And that is a thought process which I use as a backup plan. Look, I'm using the if else over here. If this strategies which I shared, it's not working, they always work. 95% they work. If there's 5% my interest is dropping down, I put this thought process. I need to make sure there's a deadline, and then I have to share this knowledge to a very high level person who I respect. Because that person is smart. And remember, the person, whoever you think, has to be financially strong. He should be really top in that field. And then only you become more serious. And if you have met that person, great. So when I just imagine, okay, I have to tell these things to Brian Tracy, I'm more focused. And I would not just copy the idea. My brain will start thinking. Because I have to present it in a different way. to make it more powerful. So I am using my note-taking technique, taking it and I'm rethinking where can I apply, how important this is, how powerful this is. Because I have to approach this person and he's the guru of guru. So in any field, if I have to go, this is the thought process I do. This is my backup reading push. I keep it. If these 4 to 4 reading tips, reading pushes do not work, I'm somewhere losing up, I have this backup. My if else. So always have an if else every time. So make sure you are equipped. Yes, you have to imagine, Gupta, that you will be sharing what you learn to this person, a person who you highly respect, and it's quite rare you get a chance to meet him. You have seen him from far, or you watch his videos daily. Somewhere it's not like he's very casually and he's free to meet you. You have to respect that person. He has to be financially strong. He should be really smart, intelligent, and you look up to that person. That's the kind of person you have to select. You can select different people based on different subjects. That's okay, or the same person, and keep him in mind. All right, guys. Okay, I had a question from Srijit. Can you explain once more the calculation? All right, Srijit, whenever a book is given or a document is given, okay, functional split, what's the first thing is I time myself and read for one page. I read the whole page based on my understanding, how I'm able to understand, how I'm able to remember what I just read, and I time now whether I'm taking 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes for one page. Then I see how many pages are there. Multiply that to 5 minutes. And then what I do is, as I proceed further, the amount spent on each page reduces down. You become smarter. You get to know what the contents much better. But even with that, I keep additional buffer time, like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And then I know the total number of hours I would require to finish that subject or that book. So now I have a calculation. I have created my own system. I'm not saying 2 months, 3 months. How many hours in a week, how many hours I spend. Once I get an idea, I know how many weeks I will do. So you are coming with a concrete plan. And that is what I want. Setting up deadlines for yourself. Not based on, I have to finish this thing in 2 days. No, based on the reality of yours. Is that clear, Srijit? Srijit? All right, good. You got it. Anyone has any questions at this moment? No questions? All right. So let's move to online reading. So in the world of online reading, here is the first technique I would like to share. So in online reading, what I do over here is, the first thing is you can use a marker, or you can set up one particular point on the screen as one line. So what I do is I put 2 points, one here, or I just focus on one line. That's the first thing. My eyes will only move from here to here, that position only. And I move my mouse up and down. I do not go like this. I just see like this, the page moves up or the page moves down. And I read from left to right, left to right. I'm just seeing from left to right, left to right. This is how I do it. Any questions? One line reading. You can place a point with a marker on your screen, and then you're only focusing on that first line. And then you're moving your mouse like this. Any questions? Oh, you have to practice. You can do this test now. But does anyone have any questions? Okay, I want you to practice right now. Let's go from the start. So I want you to open up a blog. Okay, I want you to go ahead and open up a blog. So I'll give you the link of the blog. Okay. I'm a fan of Bill Gates, so I always go to his blog. So let me just share with all of you. So click on over here. Okay. So leaving no one behind. So what I would do over here is, if you can see my mouse, I place my point over here and I'm just reading this whole line. This is where my eyes are kept. Focus in this position. And then I move slightly to that position. So I'm keeping my mouse here and sliding. Or else I take this marker and place it over here. You cannot see it actually. I do this. And this is how I do it. And I want you to slide it up. I'll break this technique further, but I want you to practice this way first. Continue to read, guys. All right, Srijit says great experience. All right, what about you guys? I want to know from you guys. What about others? If you have a marker, you can put a mark on that or a small dot, and your eye should only go like this. Left to right. the page moves up slowly. And remember, guys, whenever you read, you need to you need to read the prerequisites. What is this topic going to talk about? Going to give to South. That is important. Whether it's online or on smartphone, wherever it is. Questioning is important. Okay. I want to know how is it going on for Pramod, for Sibi, for Gupta. Go ahead and type in. All right. I know for few people it might be great. For few people it might be difficult to scroll down. So I have two options. So that's the reason I want you to test out every technique. So whatever it is, I want you to go ahead and test out once again for 1 minute. I want you to go and read another article in that, or the same article. Click on another blog. For 1 minute, I want you to read. And let's build up that practice. Your time starts. Okay, have you selected a blog, guys? Any blog from Bill Gates, or if you want to go to back to your blogs, your favorite blog, is it open? Just type in yes, guys. I'll get to know if you're ready. Okay, Srijit says yes. What about Pramod? What about Gupta? What about Sibi? All right, good. Now, before we begin, I want you to do the prerequisites. Smile. What is this going to give to South? Your name, and then urgency. And you're only focusing over there. That is how it is. And your time starts. It won't be for 1 minute. It'll be for about 2 minutes. So go ahead and practice. Start. Continue to read, guys. stop. Now tell me, how was it, guys? Gupta, Sibi, Srijit, Pramod. Okay. All right, Gupta. Pramod, you're getting comprehension. All right, good. Okay, Srijit's had a good experience. Pramod had a good experience. All right. So now this is the one line reading where you move the page. Now I want you to go ahead with the second technique over here. Okay. The second technique is called as the zoom technique. What errors happen when you're reading like this is, let me just share you a notepad and let me explain to you what I mean. All right. Close this. I hope you can see the screen, guys. The notepad, the line which I've drawn. Just type in yes in the chat so that I understand. Okay, are you able to see it? No, your face. Okay, only my face you're able to see. No.
Yeah, I am able to see your straight line.
Okay, good. Now it's coming up for you guys. So what happens when you read like this? There is one problem which will occur. So, okay. Okay. So what happens is when you are reading, there is a possibility where your eyes will move here, then here, then it might come back over here. There's a chance for that. Rather than going in a straight line like this, like this, like this, it might go here, it might go to the second line.
Saud, I'm not able to see your screen.
Okay, who is not able to see my screen? What's happening? Okay, let me. Can you see the whiteboard? Still my face.
Yeah, your face.
Okay, resume sharing. What about now?
Same, nothing changed.
Okay. Okay, so we have to. Okay, let me. So now you see the zoom technique, right? Okay, what do you see now, guys? Tell me.
Yeah, Srijit, yeah, I'm able to see your straight line with dots.
Okay, what about Gupta?
I'm able to see the straight line with dots.
Okay, good. What about Pramod? Pramod?
Hello?
Yeah, what do you see?
I'm able to see red line with dots.
Sibi?
No, I'm not able to see it. I'm still, I don't know, some issues.
Sibi, log out and log in. I'll repeat it for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens over here, guys? Okay, now, okay. We have the spots. Okay. So when we are reading from left to right, what happens normally as we are moving up and down the page, the eyes get slightly distracted. and rather than moving straight, they bounce back to different spots. This thing happens as you're moving the screen. I do not know whether you have experienced this, but this kind of error happens. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, good. So in order to overcome this, I want you to focus on few areas so that you are always like this. I'll change the screen into PowerPoint. So yes, this is happening. Srijit had skipped few lines during the session. So, okay, I want you to now, I don't want to share anything. Stop sharing. Okay, now you see my face, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens is as you're moving in the straight line, this possibility as you're moving up and down, you might skip it. It might feel a bit discomfortable for you. So what I have, so here is the technique so that you go in the same sequence, but with a different twist, slight different twist. So what we do over here is we follow this. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and read this whole paragraph. Using up and down, if you want, the previous line technique, follow the technique and read it. If it becomes too confusing, you can go ahead and use tapping technique on the screen if you want. But I want you to read the whole paragraph. Once you're done, please type in done. Now, did you understand how powerful our eyes are? So I want you to concentrate only on the first two letters and the last letter of each word. That's where I want you to move. As you begin like that, you will start to see the words. You're just seeing the first two letters and the last letter, and you're getting the word, you're picking up the word. And I want you to go like this and then come down. Like just like the horse has this sideways, you're like this. Zing, zing, zing. And there's no moving back when you read with that. With focus of first two letters and the last letter. This is a technique where you can apply even in the hard copy. Very powerful, my favorite online technique, guys. Go ahead and pick up another blog. And I just want you to focus on the first two letters and the last letter and continue like this. Straight line, you're coming down. You just focus like this. Swing, just like
that. South, I have a question to you. Can I?
Yes.
Srijit here. Yeah. Means shall we continue to move our screen like the same of that one particular dot technique you had told us?
That is another technique. This is another technique. Here, what happens is you can play. You move down. The page will be on that same position.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine.
As you come down and you want to move further down, you can move up and then put the screen on hold. But the way I want you to focus, because in that process you might twist. Over here is like you're concentrating on the first two lines, first two letters and the last letter. And you're going in a straight line. And there's no going back. You have to just move forward. Now go ahead and open up another blog and apply this technique, guys. Continue to read this technique. And remember, when you're reading online for quite some time, longer time, please make sure you do like this and do place it over here. Relax your eyes. It's important because your eyes get strained more while reading online. How's it going on, guys? I want to hear from you. How's it going on, Pramod?
Yeah, it's going great. I can able to focus now.
That's important. And that's the thing. What about Gupta?
It's quite good. Sorry, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's quite good. I can focus more and concentrate more. I can grasp the more out of it, more content out of it. Like earlier, I can't memorize. Earlier, can't read so fast. But now I'm feeling good.
Good. All right. What about Srijit? What about Sibi?
Yeah, Srijit here. Yes, how it was fine. Means I think it is better than the previous one spot technique because in this, because over here that's through Mozambique, this only first letter and last letter is building up. It's no need for the full sentence and lines and words and everything. Just need on grasping.
Yes. The reason what happens over here when you're concentrating on the first and last, you go in a straight line.
Yeah.
Before the chances of, because you're going up and down, you are getting confused. Okay, this, and then you're like, okay, I was next line. Did I come exactly? So sometimes it becomes problematic, but once you get used to it, you can do it. So that's the reason. All right, good. What about Sibi? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying it out. I can command it's too early. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, good. Go ahead and practice and tell me how is it going on, because I want you to adopt this technique because this is one of my favorite, and it always helps. And Srijit, you had a question that how do I read when I'm traveling? This is the way you can read when you're reading even on a hard copy, where you're not using your finger.
Yeah, fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So, guys, I want you to go ahead and now online reading. Okay, what kind of readings do you do? I want to understand. not for a hobby purpose, not for professional wise. I'm asking this question.
No?
Okay, Pramod, what kind of material do you have to read for professional purpose?
Basically, my this profile is related to computers, so basically I'm looking for Microsoft that are related to
I cannot hear you, Pramod.
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically I'm I'm reading the books which are technically like Microsoft ebooks and Cisco ebooks, like where we have to deal with routers and switches and all that. So yeah, we have a multiple in that book. Yeah, so most of them there are, I can say, big images. The help of that we have to go through the content.
Okay, you have flow diagrams. That's what you have. Flow diagrams,
Yes.
charts,
Yes.
more. Okay, all right. Okay.
After that, some content is given us. So after that, I have to record the content. So that's like kind of books.
All right, good.
And,
Okay.
I'm looking into as I'm from commerce background as well, so I'm looking into economics, some economic books, and some commerce related fields.
Okay. So here is the thing. Okay, when you're reading commerce, economics, I do not know whether it's interesting for you or not. For me, it is a bit non-interesting subject, as for most people. So what I do is when I'm reading these things, I always look. This is how the mindset is. I think about someone who is making it big name in economics. Okay, for me, when I say economics, Manmohan Singh comes in my mind. Okay, if it's someone, my family, someone who is into economics or accounts, I think about that person and like, he's making so much money with this. So this is really good stuff for him hearing, reading up. So my mind, I tune my mind into something amazing stuff. He did it. There's a possibility I can also make something like that. Great out of it. So that's the first thing I set up when it comes to technique. I'll go in details tomorrow on that, but I just want to understand what kind of online reading do you do? So I just gave out one strategy. So, all right, good. So I got to understand what kind of reading you do. What about Gupta?
Hello.
Yeah.
I normally study my course materials for my MBA program.
Course material for your MBA. So what kind of materials are these? Is it like marketing subjects?
Yes, marketing subjects and technical books related to my job. And
Technical books related to your job. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're basically PDF files.
Yes, PDF files. Mostly
which has diagrams, a flow chart, something like that.
Yeah, in few PDFs there are flowcharts and diagrams, but most of them are just
text.
Text.
Is it like column wise or is it full?
Full.
Full hand. All right. Okay. Just want to understand that. What about Srijit? What do you read online?
Yes, so I mostly go in for my ebooks, which are on my tab, and generally I have to I have to depend on my ebooks itself, because these medical books are
too heavy.
Yeah, no, too heavy. Firstly, and they are too costly to buy. So so we have to depend on ebooks. And these are hardcore medical books, and so these have diagrams. These have voracious amount of materials to study. So these are the things we need for daily basis, and also the journals and everything for keeping us updated.
Okay, all right. So these are they column wise or are they completely full? Full line.
Full line pictures and few flow charts in the middle.
Flow charts. Okay, everyone has the same format. What about Mr. CB?
Yeah, I used to read news in online and some blogs and Quora.
Quora. Okay, you read Quora. What do you read in Quora?
Just questions that comes in my feed. That's all. Sometimes I answer some questions.
Which area are you expert in Quora? Just want to know.
Nothing like an expert. I answer some questions related to mechanical engineering. How can they get job and what they can do like that. I answered for one or two questions. I answered, and other than that, I used to follow the questions.
I need to follow your Quora because I do have few people in mechanical field.
Okay, it will not be as impressive as you think.
But it's important, man. There are many mechanical students who are just going into software, or they're really tired with the mechanical. So they move into Gulf areas for mechanical. So yeah, I would like to know about this thing. What are your comments? What are your this thing? Something good for me. Do send me a link of your Quora so that I can look into it.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So how was it going on with this online reading, guys? I want you to practice. It's very much important. You have to practice, because the more you practice, you will come out with good questions for me. And I want you to come out with questions for me. So this is important. Wow, musical books. I haven't read a musical book. This is something new for me. How is it? To be very honest, that's something interesting. Mr. Gupta mentioned that my interesting subjects are reading musical books and spiritual books. So spiritual books, yes, I have read, but musical books, I do not know how they describe music in words. So quite interesting to know about your interest, Gupta. So nice. Any questions for me, guys? I don't see any questions over here. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and practice this right away. So we'll go for another test. So what we're doing over here is I want you to read for about 5 minutes now. Okay? 5 minutes. So here's the thing. I want you to say these 3 prerequisites and then how it is. So you are picking up a blog. Okay, this is the strategy how you're doing. So you're picking up a new blog. Okay, just type in something of your interest. Now, type in something about your interest and see a blog now. Go ahead and type in, whether it's musical books or musical ebooks or spiritual, whatever it is. Now type in that in Google and be ready with your blog. Open. Everyone.
South, can we read a book? Like, means
Ebook?
Yeah.
Yes. If you have an ebook, great, guys.
Okay, fine.
Once you have selected the content, what to read, type in done. Srijit says done. Sibi is done. Gupta done. Pramod ji.
கொஞ்ச நேரம் டைம் ஆகும் தானே, ஒரு half an hour.
Pramod, do you have a ebook or a blog ready? Okay, Pramod is done. So here's the thing, guys. I want you to read the title of that blog or that ebook, and you need to smile. Say the statement, what is this title gonna give to your name? And then build up that urgency. Then you're reading what I taught you last week, the power reading. You're reading the first 2 lines, the last 2 lines, or the first line, last line, depending on the size of that paragraph. Getting an idea what it is. Once you do that, the next step is you go the first, not the first line, last line, sorry, you're reading the first 2 lines. First 2 lines of each paragraph. Getting an idea what this blog is all about. Then you read the first paragraph and then read the first line, the last line. Then if you feel it is important, guys, since you do not have a marker to mark, you read that paragraph fully. Here's a twist. Did you hear me correctly, guys? The first step is to read the first 2 lines of each paragraph and move down for whole blog. Or if you're reading an ebook, at least for 2 pages, 3 pages. It's up to you. Then you read the first paragraph completely and then you move to the strategy of first line, last line. You read the first line, last line. If you feel it is important, you read the whole paragraph. Then you give some time to think. Then read the next paragraph, first line, last line. Decide. Important, not important. Not important, next paragraph. And that's how I want you to follow. Is that okay, guys? So what I'll do is I'll time you up because it depends on how big your paragraphs, your blog is. So here's the thing what I want you to do. So I'll time you up for about, do you want to read, okay, let me see. I'll time you up for about 2 minutes. And in this 2 minutes, you're just reading the okay. All right, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, if you have to leave, it's okay. So what I want you to do is for 2 minutes, go ahead and read only the first 2 lines of each paragraph or the first line. Your time starts now. One minute to go, guys. All right, stop. So now you got an idea what this blog is talking about. Now what I want you to do is I want you to read another 2 minutes is you read the first paragraph fully, and then you move to first line, last line, take a decision. Important, not important. If it is important, you read that paragraph, and then for 5 seconds, you think about it. Then you move to the next paragraph, first line, last line. Decide. Is that okay? Any questions? No questions. All right. Your time starts now. Go ahead and start, guys.
How are you? Hi, how are you?
All right, stop. Now I'll give you about 1 minute. Whatever you read, I want you to think about its practicality, its usage, the learning you got from that paragraph, from that learning. And your time starts now. If you did not get anything great, it's okay. But if you found out something good, think about how can I apply it? Where can I apply it? That's important. Even the smallest thing. All right, stop, guys. All right, I want some feedback from this. How was it? Anyone, go ahead and give me a feedback.
Yeah, Srijit here. Yeah, it was quite good, and I was able to read quite a amount. But when I was recapitulating for 1 minute, I felt the desire of once more going in through a bit of more specifications, which I felt that I have missed. Like,
Good. So that means when you so so you needed to make sure, okay, so rather than 1 minute, you can take 2 minutes and then you can read again if you want the selected paragraph. No
Okay.
stopping you over there. Because
Okay.
when you are getting the desire to read it again, that's a good desire. It's a serious learning desire.
Okay.
You don't see it as a time waste.
Okay.
So that is a good desire. So acknowledge that.
Okay. Fine.
Okay, good.
Other than that, it's good for me. Yeah.
All right. What about Sibi?
Yeah, it was good. I was able to read quite a few paragraphs.
Okay, good. So which technique did you use? Use Zoom technique or use the one-line technique?
Zoom.
Zoom. All right, good. All right. And what about Pramod?
Yeah, I was quite able to get the speed, but when I'm trying to focus on the comprehension, speed and down a little bit, but it's fine, no problem. But yes, I used that Zoom technique.
Okay. So what did I didn't understand? Comprehension went down. Where did it go down? Tell me.
You know, like when I was waiting for 5 seconds.
Uh-huh.
Uh, if you are in a flow of speeding, then if you suddenly wait for 5 seconds, then
Okay. All right. Okay. Try it out without giving a break because I want you to build up. But if you do not require that 5 seconds, it's okay. Do not have a 5-second break after reading that paragraph.
what I observe is if I complete a paragraph or you can say a chapter, then I wait for 10 to 15 seconds or you can say 1 minute. That would be fine because I can at least analyze the things, what exactly the chapter is all about.
Good. That's good. So I leave it up to you. Okay. No hard fast rule that you have to have 5 seconds break, but it's make sure that it builds up that confidence that you're growing, you're learning something. Then I don't want it to get overwhelmed. Okay, this. So that's the reason I add that 5 seconds break. All right, good stuff. So guys, today you got to know quite a lot of stuff. First was the bonus on, what was today's bonus? How do you build up a reading habit which lasts? Does everyone remember what's the thing? First is deciding on a daily fixed habit, task, which has a breathing space. And then you need to put a reminder over there. Write it down, get ready with your book. Whatever, your book should be there. An environment, reduce the number of steps for you to get into reading. And be aware of those distractions. The more the steps you put, the further you will be interested in getting your mobile or going to Facebook or WhatsApp. To put layers, document, files, under file you put Facebook, app, whatever it is. And then you should always have if else. If I don't manage, I'm not able to finish this, next day morning, this is the thing which I have. And it should be the reminder should be ready. When you wake up, okay, I had to read. I didn't read it yesterday, so I'm reading now. That reminder is there. So if you can keep two kind of chits, read, time to read, and then the same thing, if you keep it also, it's okay. But it's always good to write in a different tone, a different color, so you get to know it's yesterday's missed out, I'm doing it. Very, very important, guys. And to build up that mood, you listen to music, motivation video, and your voice alarm, voice reminder app. Listening to the voice. Why do you want to read this book? The purpose behind that. That's what we talked about when it comes to building habits, reading habit for a longer time. The next was, I asked you to start writing journal. Whatever you learn, write it down. Not for the sake, for your child's growth. So that your child starts to look up to you as a big achiever. The success path to achieving great success. In whichever career it is. That's what we talked. And then I went on and talked about newspaper reading, column reading. On the left side, and you pull you down. And then you move right and come back if you're not able to get the comprehension. And then we went to the online reading. We put 2 points, left and right, and then you move the page up and down. You only concentrate over there. That's one technique. The second technique is a zoom technique where you concentrate on the first 2 letters and the last letter. And you go straight line. Left to right, no reverse. So these were the techniques which I shared today. And then we did the drill. First, pre-reading. Then after the pre-reading, then you read only the first 2 lines of each paragraph, get an idea. Then you read the whole paragraph and then read the first line, last line, make a decision. Should I read it or not? Yes, I have to read the whole paragraph. If you do not want to put additional time to think about it, it's okay. You can move to the next paragraph. If you want to build up that memory stronger, I would always recommend have that 5 to 10 seconds break. You're thinking about it, appreciating that idea, application of that learning. Then after 3 pages or the whole blog, you still think about what did I learn? How can I apply further? This is what I want you to practice. Online reading, I'll be sharing you the performance matrix by tomorrow, but I want you to apply this for online reading fully. Tomorrow we'll be going into technical reading, going a bit more detail on that, and then you can pick up your functional specs, whatever you read, and apply for the whole week. That's what I want. Is that okay, guys? Good stuff. All right, I just, as you always know, this is how it is. I want you to rate today's session on 0 to 10. How was it? All right. Go ahead and put the rating for today's session, 0 to 10, all of you in the chat box. Awesome, awesome. All right, thank you very much. I see a lot of you have mentioned 10 and then it's 8. All right, good. So thank you very, very much. I want you to go ahead and practice this. Guys, the more you practice, you will come back with good questions for me. That is what I want. Rather than just accepting it and yeah, it was good, South. I would really appreciate like, South, I came to this roadblock. That would be really good. A learning for me, a learning for you. So that's what I want you to do. That's the reason I always encourage you to practice, because when you practice, you come back with intelligent questions, which will help yourself as well as the whole batch. That's important. All right. Okay, guys, thank you very much for today's session. It was great to have you over here. Tomorrow, again, we'll meet up by 10 o'clock. It's all about technical reading. Any questions, anyone? All right, no questions. So that means all good. All right, guys, thank you very much. See you tomorrow.